Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for stopping by and catching up with the Walker family here at Walker Farm. I'm out here in the goat pen. I thought I'd start off today by checking out the goats and catching you guys up on Xena. So Xena has been doing great with the goats. She's been staying in, which is most important, and she's also been calmed down quite a bit. I feel like the last couple weeks at least, I've noticed her. She hasn't been chasing. She hasn't been offering to be aggressive with them, and she's really been a good dog. She stayed in, which is really important because it's kidding season here at the farm. And before you know it, we're going to have kids on the ground, and this is where Xena is really needed. Once the nannies start kidding, they really need a protector because they'll smell like blood or afterbirth, which attracts predators. And Xena will be here to ward off any predators to the goats. So let's go check up on the goats. I'm going to leave Xena here in this pen. Xena, you want to stay in here for a little bit? I think she actually likes this pen pretty well. Hang on. So that little pen works out well. We'll have it for whenever we need to separate any kind of goat kids. We have it over here. And so the goats are out here just relaxing in the sun, more or less. It's a nice sunny day. And girls, but we don't have any kids yet. I don't think it'll be long though. You can see, so you can see the goats out there just enjoying and soaking up the sun, but it's going to be short-lived. The weather forecast is Wednesday night we're going to start getting snow, and it may not stop until Friday morning. So anywhere from 3 inches to 12 inches has been the forecast. Who knows what we're going to get, but we got to get ready for it. So one of the things I want to do to help get ready for that is add one more goat shelter to the goat pen. They have this shelter right here. It's about a 20 foot by 12 foot area right here in the barn. I've got some straw out back there where they can lay down. I try not to feed them in here. I put their hay outside. So there's one more shelter though that I want to add to the goat pen. So we'll head out and see if we can get that moved over here inside the pen. Also, as you know, we burn wood here on the farm, and it is going to be very cold. We're going to need wood for several days, and I made a mistake, and I'm not too proud to say I made this mistake. I knew it could be an issue, but I may have just ruined our firewood, or at least part of it, for the remainder of the winter. So I'm going to show you guys the mistake I made. Hopefully you won't be making the same mistake anytime soon. So stick around. After we get this goat shelter moved, I'm going to show you that, and we'll get some firewood up and get it on the porch. So Xena didn't mind being away from her goats at first, but now she's starting to get antsy. So I want to turn her back in here with her goats. Come on, baby. All right, go for it. Go for it. So the only problem with starting the tractor up to use it to do stuff around the farm is all the cows. They think that it's eating time and they think it's feeding time. It's not feeding time. I just want to do some work. So I wanted to come back here and check on the shelter because I think it would work for kind of a second goat shelter for some of those smaller goats. They really like being in a smaller enclosure. I don't know why, but they try getting in the dog houses and stuff like that. So I think a second shelter would be nice. Also, if a nanny wanted to get off and kid by herself, maybe she could get in there and run the other ones out. I don't know, but I want to try to move it. But of course, the stalkers, the visitors, the Highland cows. Hey, it's not eating time. What's wrong with you guys? Come on now. Your internal clock's all off, Poppy. It is not eating time, all right? Got it? Huh? Ellie? How are you, girl? All right. So before I can get anything out of this pen, I gotta get into the pen. I got it sealed up tight from when we had pigs in here. So I gotta get inside and see if I can wrestle that shelter out. So we actually got into the pen. Look how that was up against the ground. Those pigs got so much of this dirt out. And when I put this shelter on here, it was also on flat ground or on a hill. And just look how those pigs have wallered out all the way around it. It's amazing what pigs can do. Hey, 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 turn around, adios. No guys. So you've already got goats over here checking it out. And of course they left right before as I walked up, but hey mama. You alright? You guys think it's time to eat too? Just like the Highland? So that was a little bit sketchy, I'll be honest with you. I probably should have waited for Cassie or just opened a gate or done something. But when I'm here by myself, if I open the gate up, the dog tries to run out, the goats try to run out, so it's just easier to set it over the fence. But it's over the fence. I got it all in there. So now it needs some warm bedding in it. So for that, I'm going to be using a couple of bales of straw I bought. Also stocked up on a new goat lick tub. That's a 20% protein tub made specifically for goats. And we got some other feed here for the chickens and cows and things like that. So we're going to head out and get this straw unloaded, throw it into the pen. They should be ready for whatever Mother Nature throws at them at this point. And of course, we're going to town on that brand new lick tub. Hey, girl. What do you think? Hey. What do you think? Hey, get back. Get back. My favorite part about buying straw is the baling twine or baling wire I get from it. So always nice to have extra baling wire around. So I got that all set up. The only thing I gotta do now, I'm gonna grab some scrap pieces of lumber later and put a few screws in that to kind of finish up. But this is just a windbreak, more or less. Keep them out of the snow. Gives them a roof over their head. And like I said, it's usually the smaller goats I see. These bigger goats, they're usually in the hay barn. But a lot of the smaller goats, they like to get in a smaller shelter. And sometimes they'll steal Zena's doghouse and things like that, which is right over there. So I'm hoping the small goats will get in here and they'll enjoy a little place to their own. But we'll see how. So you can see in this barn, this is the north wall, so that's the east and that's the south. So all the snow and stuff blowing in will be coming in from that direction. So they'll be in here out of the wind. They've got plenty of straw for the next few days. And if the bigger nannies need to have some kids, this should be a good place to do it as well. Last thing I need to do, I'm going to tie this lick tub up to the fence so it doesn't get turned over. All right, Zena, you can go back with your goats. Thanks for staying out of my hair. So it's moments like right now when I really miss my wife transporter. So this should have Cassie in it, but she's not here right now. She had to do some archery practice after school. But nevertheless, the weather is going to be cold and it's time to fill this up. So it's going to be below freezing about 3 different days in a row. So I have got to fill that transporter up with wood. And I was going to show you what I was talking about earlier when I put my wood supply at jeopardy. So I've been stacking this wood on the ground. And you can see, look at that. I do not want to burn this. This wood right here, if I don't need it this year, I'm probably going to just push it up into a pile and burn it all. And that's all of the wood sitting right on the ground. It's just caked with dirt and it's held moisture right here and kind of got rotted on pieces. Now when you get to the pieces that are stacked, they're fine, no problem at all. But all of those pieces on the ground all the way through here are likely ruined. There's more pieces right over here. They're kind of in the same situation. So most of that wood was cut in spring of 2020 back when the whole stay at home, don't go anywhere started, and I got caught up big time on wood then. Well, this year I learned my lesson. That was like I said, in 2020. In 21 I realized not setting that wood on the ground would probably be the better option. So for this year's supply and coming up, this will be all for next year. I have started using pallets, so I've been setting all of my wood on pallets. You can see all the way down here, all of this wood is sitting on pallets, and it'll be seasoned out that way. So most of you know how the old saying goes, don't cry over spilled milk. There's nothing I can do about the wood that is down in the ground and rotted at this point that I know of. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. But I can warn you not to do the same thing. So if you're new to burning wood and you've got a lot at one time, don't put it on the ground. Do anything you can to keep it up off the ground. Also, I would like to build a wood shed. So if you have any experience with a wood shed, and if it's a positive, give me a thumbs up and a comment down below on what you would do to build one, what you would do different. But that's probably one of my projects coming up this year, is building a shed. So any wood I cut this coming winter will be put under shed to dry and not left out in the open. That would really, I think, dry it out better and do a better job in getting it ready for burning. But what's done is done. Now I got to load up the wood that is good and haul it up to the house. And I'm going to try to get that thing as full as possible. So let's see how much we can fit in it. So last time I just threw a bunch of wood in here, and I usually don't take the time to slow down and stack it nice and neatly, but I need as much wood as I can get. So I'm going to try to stack it neatly and see how much I can fit in there. I know a lot of you guys said if I would stack that neatly, it would go a lot further. I knew it would, but Cassie can attest to it. I usually just do. I don't slow down and take my time. I just like start throwing it and get it done. But today I'm going to slow down, stack it neatly, and see how much we can fit in there. So I just finished up every chore, feeding every animal, and Cassie has still not made it home yet with the kids. These archery practices run pretty late in the evenings, and it's getting dark as you can see. I'm about ready to head inside, so I figure I better end it now. And I was going to show you, I got all the wood up, grabbed me a tarp out of the shop, and I got me a little secondary wheelbarrow of wood. So hopefully this will get us prepared. Hopefully you guys don't make the same mistake I did and leaving that wood on the ground to let it rot. But I want to thank you so much for following along. This last week, just looking back, as far as catching up, our family has been so blessed. You guys have sent a lot of material things, and we appreciate that. But most of all, we appreciate you just taking the time out of your day to spend some time with our family and all of the nice comments. We get a few rude ones now and then, but the positive and the nice and the good comments completely outweigh those. So we can, like, I'd say water off of a duck's back. Those bad comments just flow right off, and we just dig into the nice ones, and thank you so much for those. So thank you for following along with our family. As far as prayer requests go, if you guys have any of those, leave them down in the comments. We'll make sure and read through those and pray over those. But we want to thank you for following along. We hope that you have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you next time.